Andrew, I apologize that I do not say your name correctly. Andrzejewski? Okay.
Well, thanks for the opportunity tonight. Last month, I came before you in a number of different capacities. Tonight, I have a dual role, that of journalist. I'm a contributor at Forbes.com, and as you know, I'm chairman of For the Good of Illinois. Last month, during public comment, we talked about a number of different things. We talked about how over the course of since 2008 that you've hiked the property taxes as home values fell by 59%. You also hiked tuition on the hardworking students and fees. We talked about the fact that President Robert Bruder has nearly $500,000 worth of total compensation from this board, and that you've spent over $500 million on construction projects here, which, by the way, is more than what the University of Notre Dame has spent since 2009. We now know that you're cash rich with nearly $250,000 in the bank, and when you're done spending, you'll have $72 million free and clear, which would be free tuition or free property taxes for a year. I filed a Freedom of Information Act request because I knew that the governor was coming to your commencement, and I filed that with President Robert Bruder, and I asked for 2 weeks of his emails before that event occurred, and this is what I found. And you know what I found because he emailed each one of you as a group on this board. And this email is pretty striking. Here's what it says. It starts out with, "I have a quandary." You see, he needed a construction project from you. He thinks it's his money, our $20 million that he's trying to get out of the Quinn administration. And he told you what his strategy was to get this money. It's a political strategy. He said, and he put political pressure on you, that a political moon is rising, and now it's the time to ask the governor. And he said that he was going to put you and the governor on the spot, and he laid out his strategy at the commencement address. Quote, "When I introduce Governor Quinn at the commencement, I want to help our cause, getting $20 million released sooner rather than later by thanking him for his commitment in front of 3,500 people. Then he put more political pressure on you. He said there are many voters in our district, and he added more political pressure, and he said, please keep November 4th in mind. And then he said, I need room to breathe on this. And in later emails, you found out that it was a $50 million project. And I think it's disgusting. Rarely do we get a peek behind the curtain in this state. We know our culture of corruption. This email spells it out, and he spelled it out to you. And so we know also that a fish rots from the head down. And you've got 2 questions in front of you tonight. And here's the first one. Are you going to vote down on a rush, politically pressured, potentially pay-to-play situation with the governor? Are you going to vote that project down? And the second thing is, I have a question for you. Is the board going to let Dr. Bruder continue as president while he concocts these schemes to secure funding that he admits he doesn't need? He would have even banked the money if you didn't give him a project, through projects that are unplanned in exchange for a vague and unfulfillable promise to deliver votes